Well, hello, Viking football fans, and welcome to this edition of the Randall Mill Pharmacy Billy Skinner Football Coaches Show. I'm Bill Frawley, and with me, as always, of course, boys, young men's athletic coordinator and head football coach Billy Skinner. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Man, I'm good. As we were just talking before we started recording, I can't believe it's already Wednesday.
I'm having a hard time getting my brain around it. We've been practicing the last 2 days, and somebody said it's Wednesday today, and it just completely blew my socks off. I was like, wait, yeah, it is Wednesday.
And tomorrow is
It's game day.
game day already. Yeah. So, all right. Well, Coach, hey, let's just recap last week a little bit.
Yep.
Varsity took on Bowie. Bowie got off to a strong start. It seems to me, let me know if I'm reading anything incorrectly. After their quick start, it was a fairly even played game.
Yes, they came out hot. We knew they were going to come out hot. And we were I don't know. We got frustrated early on. I think we kind of got outside of ourselves a little bit early on, and then we kind of came back to center and got ready to play. But yeah, anytime a team scores on their first four drives and we only score on our first two, that makes it, or our next two, that makes it, it puts you in a little bit of a hole. But the way we play here, and the thing I'm most proud of is our kids continue to battle, continue to scrap, continue to claw and try to work our way back.
And that is definitely a theme. We've talked about this every episode this season, and really even going back to previous seasons, but it seems to be gelling even more now. Hey, no one likes an L, on the
Yep.
record book or whatever,
Yep.
but that Viking fight never dies spirit, that not giving up, that playing to the last down, the last whistle, the last second. Because there's been times it'd be easier for these guys just to roll over and go, oh well,
No doubt.
that's done. But
Yep.
they don't, and I guess they're playing for pride. They're playing for team. They're playing for y'all as coaches,
Yeah.
the North Side, everything.
Yeah, and it's a testament to that leadership that we've got going. Gannon Carey, Braylon Williams, guys who won't let their teammates turn it down, won't let their teammates go into the tank as it is, and they encourage their guys. They continue to play fast. I mean, I know you saw Gannon and Braylon. Every time you look up, it seems like those two are all over the field doing something, and so. They do it on the field, but they also lead when they get to the sideline, and so that's really encouraging, just to know that we've got guys like that in our building.
Well, and you mentioned a couple of names. There's so many more also, but Gannon Carey, he's graduating, going off
Yep.
to college, I believe, headed to A&M to focus on studies. That guy has left a mark on this program, which is a result again of y'all, the coaches, his teammates,
Yeah.
his family, everyone that gives support. But coming behind, like you mentioned, Braylon Williams, sophomore. I
Yep.
mean, and there's so many underclassmen that are coming up. This program is right on the cusp of, I mean, awesomeness.
Yeah. No, I tell you, we lined up yesterday and we were doing some good on good offense. So the first offense versus the first defense. And they lined up a defense out there, and I looked up, and 9 of the kids that are on the field are coming back, and 4 of those kids, no, 5 of those kids will be coming back for the next 2 years. So it's one of those things where having that youth and having those guys on the field, it gets you excited for the future. And that it really is exciting, especially when you got kids like Braylon and you got kids like Shaharim Thurston and Zion Johnson and Samari Wilkins and Jalen Williams on the offensive line. Those are all sophomores who come back to us next year. And you've got a kid like Jaden Shaw who he played some varsity quarterback to start the year. He was the backup, and then he played a lot of JV to finish the year, and just the things that he does and he's got the ability to do, and the leadership that he brings to the table. It's definitely, I appreciate guys like Gannon who helped direct us and point us to the right direction. And I think we've got guys who are going to continue to get that thing over the finish line. And so we're excited about it.
Definitely. Sorry. Tell me if I'm reaching too far with this
Yep.
next comment sort of question. Aren't you glad you're not a college coach and have to deal with the transfer portal
Holy smokes.
or
Well, yeah,
early departure to the
yeah,
NFL and all
no,
that?
no doubt. No doubt. And I mean, just to be completely honest about it, we do in a sense of we've had kids move in, we've had kids move out
Mm-hmm.
in the past, and that's just kind of part of where we live, and that's part of it. But I think for the kids that we have on campus and the kids that we have on our roster, they know how much we want to win for them, and how much we want to get them to where they want to go, which is the next level, and help them be next level humans too.
Definitely so. Well, this week it's the season finale. It's against the Grand Prairie Gophers, as we've already mentioned. 7 o'clock kickoff, Cravens
Yes.
Field.
Yes.
It's senior night. Tell me a little bit about how much senior night means to everybody.
Well, it's a really, really big deal, and this one is a huge deal. It's they're close to my heart because this is my first freshman class when I got here to Lamar High School, and so I'm really, there's one of those things in me that I hate to see these kids go. They've grown with us, and to see where they started and to see where they're at now is it's definitely a source of pride. I'm that proud mom taking the picture, smiling in the background. So it means a lot to me as a coach, but I know it means a lot to our kids, and it means a ton to their families to be able to come and see them get recognized.
Definitely so. What is the schedule for senior night this year?
Yep.
What
So our
order of
kids,
stuff?
our families will come check in at about 5:55 to 6 o'clock. We'll get all of that organized, and by 6:25, 6:30, we're going to actually get the kids on the field so that we can start calling out names and recognizing our kids and their families right at 6:30, because we've got about 12 to 14 minutes to get that done. And in the first part of it, it will be our football team, it'll be our managers, and it'll be our athletic trainers who will be recognized. I believe cheer will be recognized first half as well, and then at halftime, obviously band, they'll be recognized, and drill will be recognized.
You know, you mentioned all these different groups, and one of the groups that's sort of the hidden unsung heroes at times are those trainers.
Yes,
They
they
put
are.
in a lot of effort learning and then applying what they learn, and have their own sense of teamwork, helping, and not just when someone's hurt on the field, mind you.
Yeah. No, it's they're invaluable to our operation, and they're one of those. You look up and we have a 5 a.m. practice, and a lot of people think, man, that's tough on the boys and all those things. Well, our athletic trainers are right there with them, right there making sure that they're good to go, right there making sure that they've got water and all of those things, getting them taped up. And it's so much more than just, hey, here, take this water. I mean, they're really they bring so much to the table for our boys that I know our guys really, really appreciate the work that they do. And I know I for sure appreciate the work that they do.
Definitely so. Focusing back now to the game Thursday night against the Gophers, what are y'all looking for? What are y'all trying to be prepared for as far as what they'll bring to the field? And is there anything you want to share that y'all might do a little bit
Yeah.
differently?
Well, the Grand Prairie game for us every year is always, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what the previous records and all of those things look like, previous scores, all that. It's always a battle. They do a really good job of having their kids prepared to play. They play a physical brand of football. They try to hang on to the ball. And then defensively, they fly around like crazy. I mean, they've got guys that make some pretty impressive plays all over the field. And so we've got to be on our P's and Q's. It's really, really important that everybody offensively does our jobs. We get a body on a body so that our skilled kids can go and be fast. And then on the defensive side for us, we've got to line up and we've got to do a good job of getting their guys on the ground. They've got guys that can play and make plays and all of those things. So I know I say this all the time, but
Yeah,
we've got to really, really focus on the Vikes taking care of the minutia, taking care of tackling and taking care of lining up and taking care of blocking. And if we do those things, it could be a good night for us.
definitely so. Well, and never gets overstated. Focus on doing what Vikings do,
Yep.
because that's controlling the things that you can control for sure,
Right.
and then responding to what the other team brings at you. Right.
Right. Oh, no doubt. And responding to all of the things. It sounds like tomorrow we may have a little bit of weather, which is another fun challenge for us and for them. And so it's just another opportunity for us to say, good, bring it on. Let's go.
I like that. No matter what happens.
Mhm.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you since you mentioned weather. What is one of the craziest weather events you've ever played in as a player or coached in as a coach? And I know I'm hitting you with that cold, no pun
Yeah, no,
intended.
that's good. I'll tell you, when we played against Abilene Cooper out at Shotwell Stadium, I want to say it was 2012, maybe 2013. Lorenzo Joe, who is now a coach at Louisiana Tech, he was one of their starting. He was actually their starting quarterback that year.
Hmm.
The year before that, he was a starting receiver who had a heartbreaking, or he made a heartbreaking catch for their team against us.
Yeah.
But we played out at Shotwell, and I mean that's probably the coldest I've ever been in my entire life as a coach. I had 4 pairs of socks on. I think I went and bought 2 jackets, and it wasn't even snow coming out of the ground. It was literally just ice falling from the sky. You can hear it clanking off of the helmets. That was definitely one that I remember forever, and one that if I didn't have to do again, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably pass on that if I could.
Well, I remember that game because my son David, who will be 22 now in December here in a few weeks, he and I drove out there to do the broadcast. I mean, he was a
Yeah.
young pup at that point, but I remember slipping and sliding on the ice into Abilene in
Yes.
time for that game. And their press box, at least for where we were broadcasting from, it was open air. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a roof, but there was not any windows,
Yeah.
and it was colder than well diggers behind.
Yay. It's memorable for sure.
Yeah,
I tell you,
definitely.
when I was a freshman, we went out and we played Lubbock Coronado. I made the varsity roster for the playoffs.
Nice.
And that was the first time I ever flew on an airplane. And I think we played in Lubbock. Um, and it was a situation where I'm a freshman, so I don't know anything, and I didn't really pack very heavy, and
Oh
I was
no.
one that didn't wear socks with my feet. I just my freshman year,
Oh
I was weird, so I don't like wearing socks. So I go out
yeah.
there, and I didn't pack any socks, and it was blistering cold. I mean, I can still, I might have lost a toe that day. Might have lost a pinky toe, but that was
We won't
another
ask
memory.
for proof. Don't
No,
show
I
us.
won't show that one.
Well, hey, did any of your teammates buddy up and lend you a pair? Or was it tough luck, Skinner?
Hey, my brother was there, and one of our favorite movies is Dumb and Dumber, and the part where the guy has 2 gloves on. Like my brother, I
Yeah.
guarantee you, had 2 pairs of socks that he didn't
Okay.
tell me about until
Oh,
last minute. So,
oh, I was ready for that brotherly love war.
oh no, no,
Oh no.
no.
Okay. All right. Well, Coach, what else do you want to say? I know there's a band contest happening tonight as we record this Wednesday.
Yep.
Therefore, no freshman home games or anything.
Right.
And I guess let me back up. No JV games either, from what I saw in Sports U.
That's correct. Yeah. So tonight our band will do their final performance of the year, and what's cool for us, we never get to see the halftime show. And so they do a fun deal where they get hot chocolate and they go out and they'll perform their halftime routine for the last time. And it's a chance for our players to get out and see what we miss on game day. So that
That's
happens right
cool.
at 7 o'clock. So we'll be out there to support our band. And I told our guys early in the week, like, I don't know if they've ever been to a game where there wasn't the band, but it's way different. And so, they bring an element to Texas high school football that I think is unmatched, and the chance that we get to go out and support, we definitely want to take advantage of.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of bands, getting little off track. I love drum lines. I love percussion.
Yeah.
One of
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite movies ever is Drumline.
Oh
I
yeah.
will watch every time I see it come on, I'll record it. And
Yep.
then there's certain parts, man, they're doing all the cool stuff, and I'll
Yeah.
I'll rewatch that over and over.
Yep. No
So
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt. It brings something. It brings something to the game. It brings it to life for sure.
All right. What's going on in the other parts of the athletic world for Lamar Viking sports?
So basketball is starting to kick off. No, they're tipping off. They don't kick off. So basketball
Hopefully
season
not.
is underway. Very excited about that. Volleyball, I got to go and watch them compete against JJ Pierce last night. Our season came to an end, but man, it was really impressive to watch how scrappy our girls were, and how uh, they didn't flinch. I mean, they lined up to compete. The first match was 26-24. So I mean, we're right there,
Yeah.
competing with a very good JJ Pierce team. So very proud of our girls. Very proud of Coach Woodman and the things that her and her staff have done. It was fun to watch. I wish it could have turned out a different way, but when you watch Vikings compete, I mean, you always leave with just a sense of pride, and that's what I felt last night.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Anything else to add? Sports drink, booster club, other athletics, anything before we sign off, Coach?
No, you know what? I just want to say thank you to you. I really,
Ah,
I told you this before. This is one of those things that I look forward to each week. I think this is like my own personal like counseling session. We talk about things and just kind of, you force me to process a little bit. But
right.
I really appreciate you for providing this opportunity, and I appreciate you for all the things that you do for Lamar football. We are lucky to have you around, and we appreciate you greatly. And I say we as the entire football program. Everybody knows Bill Frawley, and so
Oh,
you're definitely a fan favorite, and I just want you to know how much we appreciate you.
well, that means a lot to me. Seriously, I'm going to choke up a little bit if I'm not careful. And I do appreciate that. And I sense that anytime I see the coaches, anytime those players are up there in the booth on Wednesday or Thursday nights helping with sub varsity games, or I just happen to see them, I've seen them at stores, I've seen them wherever. And hey, they don't hesitate to say, hey, Bill, Mr. Frawley, whatever.
Yeah,
And I love that. So I really sense that. And I appreciate you saying those kind of
yes, sir.
words.
Well,
But
we
looking forward to
appreciate you.
being in the broadcast booth tomorrow night, and I'm actually going to have my cousin from Florida. He's going to be there to help spot. He's coming into town, then we're going to go on another trip. But
Oh,
he
that's
helped me
awesome.
one Thursday night do some spotting, so he's
Good,
excited about being up there too. So
good deal. Good deal. Hey, my father-in-law is actually going to be in the booth as well. He's going to be the
yeah.
guest PA announcer for the second quarter. So he told me to have a helmet ready. I guess he's got some stuff for me. So
Okay, and then he'll probably come. Tradition is then he'll come over for the third quarter in the broadcast booth, throw a headset on, just talk and
perfect.
banter a little bit. So
Perfect.
looking forward to
Hey,
that for sure.
if it's a bad story about me, it's probably not true. Just so
Yeah,
everybody.
right. I hear you. All right. Anything else? Last call for announcements, whatever.
I think we covered it all today.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you on these things. We'll do another one next week, of course, and after that some. But for the Randall Mill Pharmacy Billy Skinner Coaches Show, I'm Bill Frawley with head football coach Billy Skinner saying VFND.
VF and D.